Hey, Ellen Fleming here, and this is part 4 of discovering our values during the pandemic. If you have not watched those videos, go back and take a look at 1, 2, and video 3 because they will give you a lot more context for this one. If you've been watching all along, it really is an honor and a privilege to be able to sit with you and serve you and really being able to put to words and have those deep feelings that you are able to feel when you realize that's it, that's who I've been created to be. And one of the tangible things that I was reminded of this week is that decisions are a little different when you are able to have words and a grid to make them through. So I just want to share that one of the important things that can be just a little different is making decisions when you have values, making decisions when you have those values specifically put into words or you're able to identify what that value is. So when you're making decisions, you can say, these are the things I value. This is how each of these decisions either lines up or doesn't line up with this value. And can I make a decision in light of all of that? So I'm hoping that we're moving closer to a place where you are feeling like, yeah, I am actually thinking about my values during the week. And you know what? Recently, I made a decision that was different because I've been working through some of this stuff and I realized, this other thing is going to be better. It's going to be a better choice for me. So I'd love to hear that. Feel free to share that. Feel free to email me. Go to ellenflemingcoaching.com and shoot me an email. I'd love to know how this is intersecting your life. And so we're going to do something a little different today too. Since this is video 4, we've done some hard work, we've done some clustering, we've done some looking back at our clustering, we've done some best day ever. So, since you're feeling pumped up, I'm going to do a choose your own adventure for our assignment 4. There are 2 different assignments and I'd love for you to pick one. So the first one is, are you feeling good? How good are you feeling? Both of these include inviting others into this space. And the reason why we want to invite others is because oftentimes when other people are reflecting things that we've said or done or lived in back to us is very different than looking in a mirror, right? So this is an opportunity to live life in community and to invite others into this space with you, okay? And I'm not saying you have to share all your clusters. That is not where we're going with this. I want to ask you to invite others to share information to which you can compare your clusters with them, right? So these are the clusters to remind us wherever you have these stored. And so the first choose your own adventure is an obsessive expression, okay? So this one, you're feeling really brave. It's the people you've lived with or have lived with or are living with now. If you're a parent, actually, if you're feeling really brave, you might invite your kids to answer this one maybe. You want to ask them, what are the things that you hear me say that drive you nuts? Like the things that I talk a lot about, the things that I am like, come on, can you please get your shoes on? Whatever it is, right? And I want to remind us that values are intangible. So the things that people talk about are likely going to be a mutated value that looks a little more tangible, okay? So just like I said, it's mutated. An obsessive expression is a value that's been mutated and is like, I just am feeling so yucky about this. Nobody is doing the thing, or I'm frustrated about the thing. But the reality is, if you can kind of be creative and transform that mutation, you can see the beauty that's inside that mutation, okay? So I want to share a quick example about a client who was really brave, and she asked her husband, what is something that I am probably maybe a little bit obsessive about? And he shared with her, you are often talking about how the dishes are never done when you want them done, or that they're not done at the end of the night, or they're not done by a certain time. And, she listened and she thought, yeah, you know what? I do talk a lot about the dishes. And long story short, the value was not that the dishes are getting done, because you'll remember values are not tangible. There was something under that. And she was able to say, oh goodness, that has something to do not with organization, not with systems, but there's something about a family rhythm that's significant to me. And yes, 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 there's a value there. And those dishes throw off all the things that I really value, that I thrive. Our family thrives, like everybody thrives when I'm living this specific thing out. So hopefully that's clear. So what you do then with those obsessive expressions is you take a look at your clusters and you say, is that represented here? Can I look and say, gosh, yes, if this value wasn't being met, yeah, that value wasn't being met with the dishes, or this value, or gosh, yes, that makes total sense. That's kind of the emotion and the things that we're looking for here, is for us to be able to say, yes, that is in line. That makes total sense now. Or, you know what, there's some wording that needs to be changed, and then it would make a little more sense. Okay, the second thing, if you choose not to do the obsessive expression, totally fine. The second thing is call some friends that you have and ask them about the things that you seem most passionate about, right? The things where, gosh, you love talking about this, or you love doing this, or you really light up when we are in this specific topic. And so that again is going to bring probably a tangible thing to mind that you can look then back at your clusters, just like we just did, and you can say, yes, that's why I'm passionate about XYZ, because it's helping me live out these values. So you're really looking for some more ahas, some affirmation to say, yeah, I'm on the right track, or something that kind of helps you tweak it a little bit. Okay, so it's really fun to invite others into this. Again, like, put on the brave girl pants or boy pants when you do this, you know, when you're going to do your obsessive expression, because it is really hard to invite people into those spaces. And hopefully you laugh a lot and you realize, gosh, that's beginning to make more sense. So let's wrap up this assignment 4 strong. And thank you so much for the honor and privilege of connecting with you in this. And it's going to be a really fun week of hopefully seeing the pieces connect with you. And again, if you want to share with me how you've been experiencing this, or even connect, not just over YouTube, but to have an opportunity to talk about these values, I would love to do that as well. Go to ellenflemingcoaching.com. I am looking forward to our next step in this. And again, I want to remind us that this journey in this pace is set by you. So obviously the videos are released at a certain time, but the way to which you sit with each one, the way to which you go back to one, or just don't watch one for a little bit, is totally, totally, totally meant to serve you and help you. And so you choose that. And I want to remind us that some people can do this and be done in a couple of weeks and just know they've just never had someone help them put it all together. And for some, it could take a year. It could take a few months. It could even, after a couple of years, realize, oh, there's a better phrase for me. I am just passionate about helping you live out of who God has created you to be. And so thank you for sharing this space with me. If you found these videos meaningful and you want to get an alert the next time they're released, go ahead and subscribe. Make sure that you do click the bell as soon as you hit subscribe so that you actually get an alert when it's released. And if you want to go back for any reason and look at all the videos in the series again, go ahead and click the link that you see.